Hello everybody, Rudderman here. Welcome to another Dokkan battle video. So I'm over here trying to see if we can be able to possibly try to make this guy look good. I don't know. We'll see. Let's play his intro. Alrighty, so I had a bit of a thought, and I wouldn't say that it would be one of the worst ideas ever to have this guy be ran on Boo's team. Of course, we are getting the 200% leader skill. It's not a 220/250% leader skill that we typically know and love, but it's somewhat runnable, I guess, for this Goku. For this Cell. Why am I saying Goku? Listen, it's 5 AM, okay? I'm trying my best here. So, I had a thought, and I said to myself, you know, this team could work. Oh, please, Super. No. I wanted us to get Super, not you. So, yeah, I had that thought, thinking to myself, maybe we could run Cell on this team setup. He shouldn't be looking too bad. Of course, the only issue that we can find here are the linking partners for the Cell. They're not going to be super crazy. Please, Super, please, Super, please, Super, Super, Super. Dang it. And then, of course, we do want a better linking partner for the Cell, right? So having this setup right here is not going to help. I think we're dead. Okay, no, never mind. And listen, I gotta get adjusted to all the damage that we're taking or not, okay? So I'm thinking to myself, like, if we get revived by Cell, not only he will be able to get all the buffs that he needs to get, but Cell could be, let me see, what do I do here? We'll have Kid Buu on the next turn. Let's float off this, guys, because I'm gonna try to float off the other Buu. If we get revived by Cell, it will be able to get what he needs, and then Buu will also get what he needs to get after a character gets revived, because that's how Buu works. He himself doesn't have to be the subject of the revival in order for him to get all the buffs that we need, right? Cell has to be that one. So by utilizing that, I feel like we will have a bit of a better outlook on this unit. It's kind of unfortunate because the team that we're using him in is not a great setup for him, because there are links that he is going to have missing, unfortunately. But some of the most important links that we have here, you know, Kamehameha, we could possibly get that active with him. Maybe Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Big Bad Bosses. But some of those links, like Messenger from the Future and Gentleman, we're not going to be able to get that, right? Ultimate Life Form is imperative that we get that active. He already supered, so there's no way. Alright, let's do this. He supered at the last slot, so unfortunately we're not gonna get supered here. Unless RNGesus wants to help me out here. I actually, the moments that I do want to get supered on slot 1 and we don't get that. Kind of unfortunate. But yeah, links like Ultimate Life Form is such an important link to get that active. Because it's 2 key, 3% HP recovery, and attack and defense plus 10%. So if you get that active alongside some of these other characters, some of the other cells, then you're going to be looking good. So we need to wait until tomorrow for us to get the ECAs for the AGL cell and the SDR Goku / Gohan unit, because they are also going to help out with this cell in terms of having a very good linking partner with him. Because if we are looking at it this way, actually, I could have replaced somebody on this team. Let me check. Yeah, after I get my morning allergies in check. Yeah, this is not great. All right, so let's do you. Oh, I didn't. I forgot.
これはいい。前よりさらにパワーアップしてしまったぞ。すぐ楽にしてやる。ほんの少し苦しむだけだ。
I could have added the Super ECA for Cell, but I don't know who could have replaced on the team. Maybe Super ECA Boo. I could have replaced him in here and have the Super ECA for Tech Cell. Have him as a good linking partner on this setup here. I feel like that could have been a lot better for him. Yeah, that could have been better. But it is what it is. We will be able to see that on his own team once we get those ECAs, but yeah, like what are we doing here? Just to suffer? No, I'm joking. But yeah, unfortunate, you know, Cell does have some good 200% leads, but running one of them, you will feel a lot better than running two cells. Because of course the priority is getting one of them revived in order for you to get everything that he needs after revival. But the other one will just be like a fish. He will not benefit from anything apart from the 30% damage reduction that he will get temporarily after he gets supered. So nothing too far, nothing too in particular. So. Oh wait, are we just gonna one-shot? We're gonna one-turn KO here? Dude, are you kidding me? Are we dead? I hate you. The one, of course, the one unit that can't get supered. My God. All right, we're back. I'm still waiting, bro. We're waiting for the oh, we got it. Yay, let's go. We did it. Alright, so that is exactly what we tried to get, right? That revive. It was the important thing to get off first. So now I do not remember, but I think, was it my boot? Oh my God, I didn't have it recorded yet or like saved somewhere, but let me not risk it. I'll use with the good route to defend ourselves a little bit. I don't remember who was the one that got the domain first, because I used the domain for the tech BUUHAN first, and then we swapped over to Cell's domain, so it's gonna take a little bit. But this should be good. This should be good. This is one of the I guess team setups that you can be able to use Cell on and have them look good. Instead of the Super ECA BUUHAN, I decided to bring Super ECA Perfect Cell, so we can have a better linking partner this time around. So Boo has his post revival buff, right? So we can safely assume that he's gonna be fine, because again, the character or an ally's revival skill is activated. After that, the character's getting attack and defense 100%, the guard, tossing the extra super, things like that. Meanwhile, this guy is the one that we needed to get revived in order for us to get everything else. So he's at 1,000,000 defense right now, linking pretty well with the other cell. Again, links like the ultimate life form, messenger from the future, big bad bosses. It's very important to get those links active with him on any particular team setup, so that way he can look good, right? So test that out. Let me see. Kefla, wanna super us on solid one? No? Okay. It was funny because trying to make it here, she supered units that I really didn't want them to get supered, and lo and behold, we died. And I had to like restart and get back here again. So I mean, at this point, we do want to see if these enemies are gonna do a dent to us here. It could be very problematic, especially on slot 2. Okay, no, he's super. She's supering, sorry. So it's like, okay, so now you have to wait a little bit. There you go, double digits. Now you have to wait a little bit until we get the AGL transforming cells ECA, so you can have a better setup in running this team. And of course, if you do want to showcase that cell, like, we're gonna have to showcase on a double STR cell lead, so that way he can get the 250, 220 percentages. And that's just causing me to have like flashbacks on it after we did his first main showcase, because that's gonna be a ridiculous pain in the rear end. So, oh boy, let's see. I am not holding too much of my faith with this guy. So we still have we still have the domain here. Actually, it is a pretty extensive domain in comparison to. Is it this guy's domain? I think we got the domain with this guy. How many turns do we have the domain? Yeah, it's for 3 turns. So this guy's domain is not as long or as lengthy as Cells is. Cells is for 5 turns. So yeah, let's see. This is gonna be interesting. I mean, this type of setup, I guess I'd be comfortable with. Good old Cell. People hate him, but I don't know. I want to try to like him. I don't want to jump into conclusions, but yeah, that portion of the revive, first and foremost, if the character himself has to get revived so he can get the extra conditions, like extra benefits, right? The 15% extra damage reduction. We get the guard, and then we will be looking good. But yeah, it's not it. Take a look at this setup as well. Like, we have 3 domain units, and after we get the domain with those units are going to be looking pretty good. So if we're looking at Boo, the friend Boo, like, or at least the friend Boo did get the domain, because I'm seeing it. He has some pretty nice attack stats. So my BUUHAN is the one left off that needs to get needs to get the domain off in order for him to get the some additional buffs, right? Do keep in mind that after their 6th turn from their first appearance, I think they switched from getting a 50% chance to crit to a 50% chance to dodge this time around. So I think we're gonna be looking fine in that. It didn't kill. Okay. That's fine. That means I can float this guy off and we can have another turn with Cell. How are we looking here? 1.3 million defense. Do keep in mind that we're not stacking defense. All the attacks that we're doing is building up defense. So we should have it built up. Yeah, he has done at least 7 attacks. But we have our defense built up there. We are fighting a tournament participants category enemy, so we are getting the attack and defense plus 50%. Do keep in mind as well that we are buffing this enemy as well because we're fighting a tournament participants category enemy. So that is the type of mentality that we're thinking to ourselves. Hey, we could be looking good, but 1 million defense is not enough. I didn't want to get the Dokkan attack actually. We're gonna be fighting Jiren next. This could have been useful for Jiren. I guess it's good for stalling, I guess. I will have a turn. I think Majin Buu's active skill is gonna come in next turn. I will use it just to save ourselves some damage. And we'll go into the next turn with this rotation setup. And I think I need to check because it's a power absorption, a full power absorption rotation is what we need in order for us to get the domain. Let me actually check real quick. Yeah, power absorption. So everybody should be on power absorption, I think, except this cell though. And yep. Oh. What can we do? What can you do? Alright. There's nothing that we can do. Let's do this. Again, take that free turn. Not have to worry about taking any damage whatsoever. So we also got the lock there, so might as well just do it. This is the farthest I've gotten with this this setup with Cell and everything, because it's kind of unfortunate that we can try to make it this far, and unfortunately Cell is not doing a lot. It's not like everything has to go your way. It's that you have to basically focus the attention on Cell, and if Cell doesn't get supered and get the revive, you're not going to be looking good. However, it is not super imperative for him to get the revive. You are going to be missing out on some extra things that he can get after, like post revive. But at this point, if you want the character to look good, have some defensive capabilities on the fight, he needs to get the revive off. Otherwise, he's just going to be a fish. That's what the cool kids are calling it these days, the fish. Okay. I did not want it. That is a lock that I did not want it. All right, so we're at 989k. We're gonna be getting everything except for gentlemen. I'm gonna have to do this. Unfortunate. You don't need him to be on slot 1. However, he's getting 35% damage reduction, and then of course that jumps up to 65. Is it? No, 60% damage reduction. No, yeah. So it's 35% damage reduction, and it jumps to 65 if we do get super. But it's temporarily, right? So it's not super like guaranteed. Yeah. There's nothing I could have done. Sensu beam, something like that to prevent ourselves from getting killed or something like that, but it's very uncomfortable. Like the team composition that this guy wants is very uncomfortable. I can't have tournament participants category allies on the team to like have him look good, especially on this setup, right? Where we only have at least one in there. And finding that tournament participants category enemy, we are going to get that domain up, but everything else just comes out as a stroke of like luck. If the run doesn't go your way, like What the hell? So there you go. Cell under BUUHAN'S team maybe could work, you know, if the RNG is there with you, but my goodness, I hate it. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Maybe my opinions will change just a small bit, maybe like a tidbit once we get the ECAs for Cell. Again, getting more options for him are gonna help him out a little bit more, but oh my god, so far Cell sucks. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.